human experience is frequently described as a journey of self-discovery and understanding. This quest is essentially an endeavor to unravel the mysteries of our existence, to explore the depths of our consciousness, and to discover the truth about who we truly are. It is a journey that transcends time, culture, and tradition, because the pursuit of truth is a universal endeavor that has been central to human inquiry for millennia. Recognizing our true nature, divine and eternal, is a critical step in self-discovery. This viewpoint is not merely an intellectual exercise, but rather a profound shift in consciousness. It is a realization that lies beneath the layers of delusion and ignorance. There is an immutable essence, an essence that connects us to the source of all existence. It is not limited to any particular spiritual or philosophical tradition. It is a universal concept that has echoed throughout human history. Whether we investigate Vedanta philosophy, Buddhist wisdom, or Christian contemplative practices, they are all linked by a common thread: the profound revelation of our divine unity. The path to self-discovery is frequently compared to a labyrinth, a winding path full of twists and turns, challenges and triumphs. It is a cyclical journey of self-discovery rather than a linear progression. We may experience periods of clarity and epiphany. Each step, however, brings us closer to the center, our true nature's heart. We must be prepared to face uncomfortable truths about ourselves as we confront our own shadows, fears, and attachments. The ego's conditioning patterns, prejudices, and illusions. For it is only through this inner recognition that we can gain profound insights. Finally, we must transform ourselves through an alchemical process that entails surrendering to the greater forces at work in the universe. Surrender is not a resignation, but rather a profound letting go, a renunciation of our attachment to control. By surrendering, the ego acknowledges that there are forces beyond our comprehension at work in the cosmos. We align with these forces, seeking their guidance on our journey to self-discovery. As a result, we discover the depth of reality. It's a reality that goes beyond the limitations of our everyday perception. A truly inspiring and humbling reality. This depth reveals that there is always more to discover, understand, and experience. The self-discovery journey is an exploration that seeks to dispel the clouds of ignorance that frequently obscure our understanding of reality. These clouds, like fog on a landscape, obstruct our ability to perceive the deeper and unchanging truths that lie beneath the surface of our lives. In this context, ignorance is more than just a lack of knowledge. It is a serious error in reality perception, an unconscious state that keeps us entangled in a web of illusions. Consider it a pair of foggy glasses through which we see the world. These glasses are distorting our vision, and our ignorance has consequences. It creates a sense of isolation and existential separation from the vastness of existence. It encourages an obsession with the ephemeral and the material, leading us to believe that the pursuit of fleeting pleasures and possessions is the essence of our lives. I believe that the highest knowledge is the comprehension of that which reveals the unchanging reality. Some believe they receive a profound vision of that which exceeds our common senses through this perspective. Something without a cause is indefinable, devoid of eyes, ears, hands, or feet, permeating everything and eternally persisting as the source of everything. From this vantage point, we embark on a journey to the essence of our being. We don't stop at specific names or concepts, but rather delve into the underlying understanding. It's not about labeling or naming, but about understanding something fundamental that goes beyond our sensory perception. The very structure of our being within it is the core of our existence, or higher reality. We move, we live, and we exist. It's a concept that appears repeatedly in the teachings of many ancient philosophical traditions. Some of these philosophies explain how our true nature is divine, immaculate, and eternally liberated. We make no effort to become the higher reality. We are inextricably linked to it. Our true self, the I, harmoniously merges with this higher reality. However, one question remains. Why, if our true nature is divine, do we remain profoundly unaware of it? Why does true reality exist? Can you get away from us? The answer, I believe, is that in the profound concept we call ignorance, this veil surrounds both our true essence and the true nature of the world around us. Ignorance clouds our perception, casting a cloud of illusion over the truth. This topic about higher reality is a gateway to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Consider the higher reality to be a radiant sun that is always shining above us. It is the source of truth, wisdom, and eternal love. However, this brilliant source is obscured by a dark veil, a cloud of ignorance. This cloud is what keeps us from recognizing and appreciating the warmth and radiance of higher reality. This ignorance is more than just a lack of knowledge. It is a dynamic force that alters our perception of reality. The veil separates us from the cosmic vastness by making us see ourselves as separate and finite beings. Because of this veil of ignorance, we become entangled in the web of ego, attachment desires, and fears. But how do we remove this veil of ignorance? How can we see through the clouds to the radiant sun of higher reality? Turning our focus is a simple and powerful way to practice self-reflection and introspection. We begin to peel back the layers of conditioning, prejudice, and false identities within ourselves. That ignorance has grown around us. This inner journey enables us to recognize our true nature, our inherent divinity, which is connected to a higher reality. Another method is to cultivate our virtues by acting with kindness, compassion, and patience. We create waves that gently disperse the clouds of ignorance. These virtuous actions align us with the universe's harmonious flow, bringing to light the interconnectedness of all beings. Furthermore, meditation and mindfulness, which are both powerful tools for dispelling the clouds of ignorance, are widely used and have been discussed on the channel several times. By calming the turbulence of our minds, we gain clarity and insight. We pass through the veil of illusion and witness the higher reality in those moments of stillness. The nature of ignorance is a profound mystery, to put it mildly. We have no idea why it exists. We also don't know where it came from. What we do know for certain is that, like any other form of ignorance, it dissolves in the presence of knowledge, specifically knowledge of our inherent divinity. As the illusion fades, ignorance vanishes forever. As we travel down the dark path of ignorance, we perceive ourselves as mortal beings surrounded by a universe of names and forms, a universe constrained by time, space, and causality. We become acutely aware of our limitations and suffering in this state. However, when our erroneous perception is corrected, our suffering ends. We are completely unaware of our true nature because we are constantly identified with our body, emotions, and thoughts, losing sight of our constant core, which is pure consciousness. The ever-changing world around us can be compared to moving images on a movie screen without the constant screen behind it. There can be no movie that is as consistent as this. Changing. The world is the unchanging essence, the substratum of existence that gives rise to the world. It's the truth. However, for us, this reality is distorted like a distorted mirror, subject to the constraints of time and space, as well as the law of cause and effect. Furthermore, misidentifications continue to cloud our perception of reality. Instead of recognizing our true self, the divine within us, we identify with the body, mind, and ego, and this perception generates even more ignorance and suffering, creating a domino effect. By identifying with the body and mind, for example, we fear disease, old age, and death by identifying with the ego. We feel rage, hatred, and a variety of other emotions. But the truth is that none of this alters our true nature, and the same ignorance can blind us when we observe those around us. We may believe that we are superior to others simply because we have some spiritual knowledge. And this is where an important point enters the picture. We must recognize that each of us has our own moment. Our own awakening has shown us that we are no more spiritually evolved than anyone else. Because everyone has their own journey, we must respect each other's paths. If you believe that someone is suffering as a result of spiritual ignorance, please consider the following message. The spiritual pain that comes from seeing others suffer. Ignorance will persist as long as you identify with compensating yourself. The universe is a mirror, and everything you see in the outside world is a reflection of everything you hold within. When you experience pain, ask yourself, what am I holding within? Allow the awareness to bring this pain within me. Take you deeper before addressing the core issue. After that, let me say that there is no reason to be in pain. If you look at people in so-called spiritual ignorance, you will notice that each individual soul is on their own journey and experiencing life as they choose. Each individual is learning, evolving, and growing at their own rate. Do you feel sorry for a kindergarten student who can't do algebra? You are aware that this child has only recently begun school and has progressed slowly over the years. As time goes on, this child will reach the appropriate grade level in school and learn advanced math in the same manner. Each soul's consciousness evolves in stages as well. As a result, we must simply be compassionate and refrain from feeling pain. Because if you are in pain, you are judging them. Some people simply want to maximize their enjoyment of the illusory world. Others have suffered so greatly that they are now ready to awaken and seek the truth of their existence. Everyone makes their own life plans, and who can judge these decisions? No one of us. It is no one's business to pass judgment on others based on what appears to be true. Sometimes we make the assumption that someone is spiritual. Ignorance may reflect our own, and the other person may be far more spiritually advanced than we are. So keep in mind that just because someone chooses to remain ostensibly ignorant, that doesn't mean they can't awaken and transform at any time. So, just try to observe people and their choices as they are and leave them alone. We make conscious choices for ourselves, and only have love and compassion for those around us. Ignorance is analogous to clouds that obscure the sun. The sun is still visible in the sky, but we can't see it because of the dense cloud cover. When the clouds part, we realize that the sun has been present all along. Let us refer to them as distractions, such as selfishness, hatred, greed, and desire. Anger and ambition have faded. They dissipate when we consistently think and act in ways that reflect our true essence when we meditate on our true nature. This is embracing truthfulness, purity, contentment, self-control, and patience. This mental cleansing clears away the clouds of ignorance, allowing our divine nature to shine through. The journey to dispel ignorance is essentially a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. It is an awakening to the realization that we are not separate from higher reality, but rather a part of it. The deeper reality is neither distant nor abstract. It is the essence of our very being, the source of our consciousness, and by turning our awareness inside, we can reach out and touch this eternal source, recognizing that it is the core of who we are. The cultivation of letting go is a critical aspect of this journey. Going does not imply retirement from life, but rather releasing our attachment to its transitory and ephemeral aspects. It is about breaking free from the bonds of material possessions, fleeting pleasures, and desires that frequently entangle us. Letting go allows us to make room for a more intimate connection with an unchanging reality. It invites us to acknowledge that the pursuit of happiness and lasting fulfillment cannot be found in the outside world, but only in our own hearts. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If this video spoke to you, I encourage you to like it, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others so that they can benefit from this message. And please leave a comment below with your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thank you for watching once more, and thank you for joining me. Take care and see you soon.